Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Dungeon Bowl. We are in week number 1, and we have got a heavyweight bashy match for you this evening tonight. It's gonna be the Deadly Biscuits versus the White Skull Windbreakers. Run Bad versus Doug the Minotaur Black Orcs versus Orcs. Let's take... I upped the prices! Let's take a look at the standings before we take a look at these two teams. In Division A, in first place, S Beavers, the Dead Poets. They won here in week number 1. They are in the lead 1-0. 1-0? Is that how you say it? 1-0. 1-0. They are in first place, followed very closely behind by Eric's Our Grudges with Nuffle, a dwarf team. They are also 1-0 in Division A. 3 divisions in this competition. Over in Division B, in first place, BB Nuts Harlequins, BBFC, an undead team. 1-0 is their record in Division B. Just one game played in Division B so far. And in Division C, currently in first place, Tizork Savage Boys, Tizzle Bizzles Orc Team, 1-0 is their record as well. The home team tonight's going to be Run Bad's Deadly Biscuits. It's a fresh team coming in at a TV of 1 million gold. 12 players on this roster, a Black Orc team. They have the Train Troll. They have 6 Black Orcs and a whole bunch of Gobos, 2 rerolls, 1 dedicated fan. They're going to be up against the league champion tonight, Doug the Minotaur's White Skull Windbreakers. They are the visiting team, an Orc team. They come in at a TV of 1,410,000 gold. That's 410,000 gold in petty cash. That'll be going back to Run Bad tonight. Another 12-player roster, actually a 13-player roster with Takar. Takar not starting this evening due to a broken arm, however. Has a Troll as well, has 4 of the big unblockers, has just 3 of the 4 blitzers, has Vurak, that thrower, and 2 Orc linemen, 1 apothecary, 6 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. How are the two teams going to play tonight? Let's talk about the big one here. Doug the Minotaur's team. He has spent 2 competitions kitting out this team so far. And look what he has done. A whole bunch of block, a whole bunch of guard, a whole bunch of mighty blow, a whole bunch of tackle. This is going to be a very similar matchup as we saw last night with the Dead Poets. It's 2 bashy teams, but one's very skilled and one has a lot of inducements. And Doug the Minotaur really needs to rely on his skills, right? He's kitted out his team. He has strategy. He wants to be grouping up, getting that guard, getting that mighty blow with block, and murdering players. That's what he wants to do tonight. How is Run Bad going to combat that? Well, he has this Black Orc squad. The Black Orc squad, the Deadly Biscuits, 12 players on this roster. The Black Orcs here has 6 of them. They have a strength of 4. They have Brawler. They have Grab. Brawler is a poor man's block, but for the price and what you get, I think it's not bad at all. Strength of 4. Brawler lets you re-roll 1 both down result. So not quite as good as a block, of course, but still pretty strong for a level 1 player. And of course they have Grab. Grab is the inverse of Sidestep. So when you block a player, instead of the blocked coach choosing where to sidestep to, it's the blocking coach that chooses where the target's going to sidestep or be grabbed to, so to speak. This is a very good skill that Run Bad's going to try to leverage a lot tonight. This is a skill that can pick people up, put them out of position, right? You grab them, you pick them up, turn 180 degrees, turn 90 degrees, put that player somewhere where he doesn't want to be, or even just keep him tied up, right? Keep him next to you, keep him marked. Remember, Doug the Minotaur has a lot of guard. He wants to be grouped up. He wants to be leveraging that guard to get those mighty blow blocks off. Run Bad can disrupt that with these Black Orcs here. He has a lot of strength to pull it off. He has Brawler to make it a little bit more safe, and Grab can be a really disruptive skill when played in the right hands. He has a bunch of Goblins as well. The Goblins come with dodge, but remember, Doug the Minotaur has a ton of tackle. It's going to be very hard to get away from these tackle players tonight, but that's okay, because Run Bad could very well use some of these Gobos to murder players, to foul with these Goblins. They're cheap, they have dodge, they can get in, they have an MA of 6, and if he goes in on the bribes, he'll be in good shape for fouling tonight. Just has the 2 rerolls. He does have to watch out that he doesn't burn his rerolls early. Doug the Minotaur just has to play the game he wants to play. Run Bad, on the other hand, has to use his inducements very, very well, and has to use his team very, very well out of the gate here with with those black orcs and those goblins. What's going to happen in the inducement phase, I think, is with 410,000. I mean, that's Morg and that's Thorg money. Morgan Thorg is totally an option for Run Bad. He's a great piece here in the game, but if he wants to go in on those bribes, he might pick up somebody like Varag Ghoul Chewer. And if he does, is it Ghoul Chewer? I think it's Ghoul Chewer. But if he picks up Varag, he'll have some money for bribes. Now, because he has goblins on the roster, those bribes are not 100k, they're 50k. So he can get all 3 bribes with 150k. That might be an option for him as well. He can go in. There's a ton of great star players available for the Black Orc team. So he could maybe step it down from Morg, pick up Varag, pick up the 3 bribes, and then just go to town trying to murder his opponent here tonight. Remember, Doug the Minotaur with a lot of Mighty Blow. So Run Bad may want to combat that by sticking a few cleats in some faces. So we'll see what happens. Run Bad, a rookie to the league, but by no means a rookie to the game of Blood Bowl, a fantastic Blood Bowl player. Doug the Minotaur, of course, also a fantastic Blood Bowl player. He is, of course, the league champion. I'm excited for this matchup tonight. This is a great way to start this competition here in week 1. I am a little early, but we'll see if the coaches are ready to go. And if they are, we'll get this week 1 game underway. Von Roos says Run Bad's the Canadian crippler. Doug the Minotaur cheering for the US of A. Old Gamer Mike says, I hope a star player lasts more than 1 quarter, and if he uses a wizard, it works better. I hope so too. Badru, thank you very much for the bits. Here we go. We're about to get this game underway. We'll see what the weather's like. Clear skies for this week 1 game. Boot Polish cheering for the Orc team. Thank you very much for the bits. What's called Windbreakers with just 1 loss all season long, with a record of 11-5-1 this season. Old Gamer Mike says, what Orc team? There are 2. Oh no, they all vanished into the ether. They vanished into the warp. SP Beaver, thank you very much for the bits. Deadly Biscuits are going to have to manage their rerolls. They picked up Morgan Thorg. There he is, 380k worth of star players, strength of 6. So that's going to be his entire inducement phase. There will be Morg. Picked up Morg. Deadly Biscuits win the coin toss, and they're going to be on offense to start. The Windbreakers setting up their defense. 3 on the line. Looks like he's setting up an anchor defense to get this game underway. SP Beaver says, I got a feeling we will see Morg at least 1 more time this tournament. Oh, I hope so. The Windbreakers in an anchor formation. They have Pants Vomit, the #1 troll, in that center defensive tackle position. Nurgle's Rot, thank you very much. Praying to Nuffle. Nuffle the kind. Nuffle the just. 5 on the line here for the Deadly Biscuits. They have Gobnob, the #9 goblin in the center position, quickly got pulled out. And Crunch Cream's Golden, the #1 troll, will take that center position. 6 on the line now for the Deadly Biscuits. 2 in either wide zone. Gobnob back to receive. With Morgan Thorg, that's going to put 2 additional players in reserve. And on the brilliant coaching result That'll be an extra reroll for the White Skull Windbreakers to get underway here. They have 4 rerolls for the half. And there goes Rat rooting for the offense. Morgenthorpe with the blitz right off the bat. Double skulls to get this game underway. Oh! So I decided to make that a turnover. It's not a bad decision, right? He only has the 2 rerolls. Reroll management's going to be a very important part of Run Bad's game tonight. Boy, what a bad start for the star players here in week 1. Got double skulls with Morgenthorpe. Turn 1 now for the Windbreakers. SP Beaver says these star players are not very star-like this week. They are not. The Windbreakers trying to pick off Morgenthorpe here. Remember, Morgenthorpe has a strength of 6. That is a lot. Two-die blitz on Bourbon Creams. Gets a pal here. 10 plus breaks armor on this Black Orc. Broke the armor. Gets a stun out of it. Two-die block by the big guy. It's going to be a knockdown on Chocolate Gobnobs. Mighty Blow makes us a 9+ to break armor. No armor break on the right guard. Ball's been kicked all the way down to the 24-yard line. It is very, very safe right now. The Windbreakers setting up the fouls on Morgenthorpe. It's a 6+ right now with 5 assists. It is a 5+. Oh, somebody get the ref. 5+ to break armor here. Got a stun out of it. Broke armor, but only got a stun. Morgenthorpe's going to remain in this game. And nobody got called off the pitch. I can't believe the ref didn't see this coming. Turn 2 now for the Deadly Biscuits. Now this grouping here was just for the foul. This will not remain if Morgenthorpe remains in play. Doug the Minotaur will start to disperse these players. He'll take the block and start to disperse them because that is a ton of players that you have to dedicate to trying to murder Morgenthorpe. He might keep it in place just for the first few turns here, but once the ball starts coming in play, he'll start to disperse the players. Good KO here by the Deadly Biscuits. 1-man player advantage now for the Black Orc team. Two-die block on the big guy. Gets a knockdown. Looking for a 10+. Boy, oh boy, look at this meat grinder that is shaping up at mid-pitch. Two-die block on Barking Backside. It's going to be a push. Wanted more out of that. Wanted to use Mighty Blow to good effect here. Didn't work out. That's fine. Now he's going to get a blitz on Turtle Burp. And this will work out. Repositions the blitzer back toward the right sideline. Good action order here on display by the Deadly Biscuits. Failed the 3+ pickup. He's going to let this rock. Yeah, he's going to let this rock here. He's got 2 rerolls. He needs to save those for when they count. Turn 2 back to the Windbreakers. Two great coaches on display tonight. If you are new to the game of Blood Bowl, watch how they order their actions. You want to take your least risky actions first and your more risky actions later. Of course, that will change as coaches force you into unfavorable positions. But if you find yourself getting diced a lot, starting out with the foul, gets another stun on Morgenthorpe. But if you find yourself getting diced a lot in this game, or feeling like you're getting diced a lot, it might be that you're taking actions out of order. You want, you know, if you move a player and you don't have to dodge or anything, that is a safe action. Do that first before you start rolling dice. And once you start rolling dice, roll the ones that are in your favor first, and then start rolling the riskier ones as you get later and later in your turn. Because if you have a turnover, you will lose all those actions on the 11 players you have on the pitch. Orcs starting to flood down pitch, going after the ball. Rushes the one who dealt it down to the 12-yard line. SB Beaver with the emergency rush warning. Thank you very much for the bits. Two rushes by the one who denied it. The number 9 blitzer takes a mark on Gobnob. Spends that free reroll that Nuffle had provided with Vurak, the thrower. Successful dodge. Moves up to the 2. Hank the Ranger says, to be fair, there are some games where you do just get dice. That's very true. That's very true. But, and I think we have demonstrated very well in the league, better players will win more often than weaker players. And anytime you have a game where that happens, you have to question, you know, if you find yourself saying, oh, the game's so random. Well, it really can't be if better players are winning more consistently. And that's one of the really fun things about Blood Bowl, I think. Turn 3 for the Deadly Biscuits now. Bit of a chess match here for the Deadly Biscuits. Gonna go for the handoff here. Might try to slide in this way. Good handoff. And indeed, he does just that. Well done. Gets the ball into the hands of Party Fling, the number 11 Goblin. Advances the ball to the 6-yard line. Too high block on the Turtle Burp will be a knockdown. Looking for a 9+ with Mighty Blow. Deciding whether or not to follow here. Falls up, no armor break. 10 seconds left on the clock for the Deadly Biscuits. Good 3+ dodge to maneuver Gobnob over to the left to get some protection on the ball carrier. Takes a 1-die over on the right side of the pitch in the right wide zone, and you can see grab in effect there. So typically that player would have been pushed backwards here, here, or here, but got grabbed, picked up, and put down right here. Blitz to start the turn here. Turn number 3 for the Windbreakers. Gets a knockdown on Gobnob. Gobnob gonna stay on the pitch. Strength 2 makes it easy to get dice. AV8+ is fairly brittle. They're stunty as well, but Gobnob's been working out. And now a mark on the ball carrier, Party Flame. Ball carrier does have the dodge skill, but watch out. The one who denied it, Stoker, has a tackle skill. Tackle negates dodge. That doesn't mean that that the Deadly Biscuits can't re-roll a failed dodge, but they'd have to dip into their team re-rolls to do so. Hank the Ranger says, I hope we get to see a goblin get thrown tonight. I do too. Sure thing, I can do that. There you go. .33 seconds left on the clock. The Windbreakers trying to apply pressure. They don't want this ball getting away. Run bad with a few key positions in front of the ball carrier. They can try to make this ball safe for another turn. Spends a reroll going after the block on on Nice Biscuit. Nice Biscuits. Gets a push out of it. The Windbreakers down to 2 rerolls. Nice Biscuits. Vurak's gonna head down pitch, crosses the line of scrimmage over in the right wide zone, and Pants Vomit, unfortunately, is really stupid. It's gonna stare off into space and, more importantly, loses his tackle zones. That's gonna free up Malted Milk. Barking backside. He's going to have to get into this ball game somewhere. We'll see if he pulls him back or if he tries to take a mark from one of these Black Orc players. 6 minutes, 25 seconds left in bonus time for the Windbreakers. Turn 4 now for the Deadly Biscuits. They have the ball on the 6-yard line in the hands of Party Fling. He's a former professional party bus champion, now a Blood Bowl player, looking for his time in the sun. Morgan Thorg, still in this game, finally gets away. As we talked about earlier in the half, that was bound to happen as the defense split up to play some defense. As the defense split up to play some defense? As the defensive team split up to play some defense. Morgan Thorg back into the game now. Blitz by Jaffa Snakes. Boy, I'm going to say Jaffa Cakes at one point. Jaffa Snakes punches Stoker right in the face. That is rude, but not a foul. That's how I make friends. I like to punch them right in the face. You really get to know somebody well when you punch them in the face. Deadly Biscuits setting up a cage on the 2-yard line. Now the block on Bull Snort. He gets to re-roll this both down result, but uses the team reroll instead. Does not want to risk it. I think that's a smart use of a team reroll. Doesn't want to take the risk. Wants to make that as safe as possible so that ball carrier can get into the cage. Well done. Spent that reroll to ensure he gets the knockdown here and frees up the ball carrier to get safe in that cage. Final turn of the first quarter coming up. The Windbreakers start with a 2-die block on a Gobbo, trying to remove some Gobbos, and they did it. Well done. 10v10 on the pitch. Two-die block over in the right wide zone, gets a pow on Nice Biscuits. That's how I'm going to say it for the rest of the game. Gets a knockdown. The Windbreakers trying to pick off players as they can. Nice Biscuits is getting shoved off to the right sideline. But now some Orcs really got to pull back into the secondary. Morgan Thorg in a great spot right now, eating up tackle zones, making it really hard to pull players back. And there you can see Heber, the one who smelt it. The number 8 blitzer is going to move back into the safety position. Yeah, Moob, I believe, is right. Absolutely right. You can't re-roll a die more than once, but I'm pretty sure BB3 doesn't support that. Like once you use Brawl, you're done. Good 3+ dodge by Stoker. Trying to continue to apply pressure to this cage. Rushes into position to take a mark on Gobnob. Pants Vomit on the blitz. Marking Party Fling. Pants Vomit does not have tackle. SPV says, look at the time management they have. I think I was down to 3 minutes of spare time at this point. Everybody plays differently, yeah. I mean, if you have the time, use it, you know? No shame in using the bonus clock. Second quarter begins now. The deadly Biscuits have yet to cross the line of scrimmage with the ball. Had a bad first turn with double skulls on Morgenthorpe, but have retained the ball, and now they have a cage on their own 2-yard line. He did. Morg survived the first quarter. Well done, Morg. I could have sworn Morgenthorpe at some point in the history of the game was 2 players, but I feel like I'm being gaslit. Run bad now. Considering his options here in turn number 5. Really good positioning by both coaches so far. He's going to reposition Malted Milk to the left side of Barking backside. Now going in for the blitz with Morg. This is going to be a 3-die blitz, but gets a push out of it. Decides to stay put. He's going to set up a screen, it seems, to try to protect the ball carrier. Yep, pull Morg back and now moves this ball over to the left. Left sideline, sets up a cage now on the 6. These goblins, you might say, oh, they're very weak, they're very brittle. What good are they? Well, look at this matchup. They are the most mobile pieces on the pitch, and can be a real advantage for this Black Orc team. Otherwise, you know, any of these other players who get marked, you're kind of taking a chance, right? You're taking a little bit of a risk if you need to dodge away. Conversely, that's the value of the tackle skill on the Windbreakers side. They can negate that notch skill on those goblins. They make it just as risky. Maybe not just as risky, but a lot more risky than it is with the dodge skill. Turn 5 now for the Windbreakers. SPB says, I may need to pick up a spare zombie or 2 just to add marks that I do not care losing. Zombies are great linemen. I mean, sure, they're slow, but you have regen for 40k. That is phenomenal, right? They're just put them out there and mark players. Just take hits. They're awesome. And you usually don't have to buy new ones, right? You're going to pick up a zombie or 2 along the way. Rushes into position to cover the left sideline with Heber, the one who smelt it. Under 30 seconds left in turn 5 for the Windbreakers. Hank the Rager graciously lowers the rush failure rate from 900% to a paltry, a measly, a tiny 99%. Good injury here by the troll. Two-man player advantage for the Windbreakers now. Two-die block with the Troll is another removal. Remember, the Troll has the Mighty Blow skill that's going to reduce the armor value by 1. And if he doesn't actually need it for the armor roll, he gets the +1 on the injury roll instead. Great skill. Turn 6 now for the Deadly Biscuits. Doug the Minotaur has to protect the left wide zone, also has to protect center pitch, and that's what he's done here with this positioning. So you can see his tackle zones extend here, right? Out like this. So that's that line of defense he has. Now a blitz can break this line. Three-die block by Morganthorpe. Triple pals! Give me a break! 9+. Wow. If only that counted for something. Morganthorpe, a very scary piece. Strength 6 makes it all the easier to get that 3-die block. You want to be getting 3-die blocks with Morganthorpe. You have the block skill that makes it even safer on the block, and you have Mighty Blow as well. Now the blitz. 2-die blitz gets a pal on Heber, the one who smelt it. Still not in scoring range, but has set up a lane for the ball carrier. Moves the Goblin through that lane, moves the ball carrier up to the 12-yard line. Breaks armor on the block here. Gets a KO over on the right side of the pitch. And that's a, is that a two-man player advantage now? Might be all tied up, actually. 9v9 on the pitch, turn 6 for the Windbreakers, trying to stop this score. But a lot of the defense is getting left behind thanks to these marks. Surprised Rulag hasn't gotten back into the game. Hank the Ranger says, does that troll have a glowing arm? He does, and it's awesome. It's so cool. Windbreakers still have 2 rerolls left to try to stop the score. 3 turns to do it. A solid defense is going to have to rely on this troll repositioning at some point, but 2-die block with the blitz here gets a removal back to a 1-man player advantage for the Windbreakers. 9v8 on the pitch now. And now might be able to get away with the troll turning really stupid. We'll see. This is a Division A matchup tonight. The winner of this game will be trying to win with a TD diff of 2 or higher to advance into first place in the division. 3 divisions in this competition. The winners of each division plus the highest runner-up between the 3 divisions will advance to the top 4 to duke it out in a single elimination bracket to become the Dungeonbowl champion and earn an invite to the Blood Bowl. Spends another reroll here on the double skulls. Gets the knockdown. The Windbreakers down to 1 reroll for the half. And he is going to have to position this troll after all. Gets a position on the rear of this cage, and now turn 7 for Deadly Biscuits. I feel like These two teams, by name alone, are a match made in heaven. Deadly Biscuits and the Windbreakers. 2-9 block gets a pal here on Barking Backside. It's on the table. No gap over in center pitch yet. Morgan Thorne, such a solid piece. And if all of that wasn't bad enough, Strength 6, Mighty Blow, and Block, AV11. AV11. There are just 3 rolls on 2d6. That is a 3 in 36, a 1 in 13 chance that you'll actually break armor. And then if you do, you gotta hope it's something better than a stun. Boot Polish says, isn't one of the Windbreakers named Air Biscuit? He is. He is. He used to play for the Deadly Biscuits, but there was a contract dispute. He went free agent. Now plays for the Windbreakers. 2-die blitz by Morgenthorpe. Gets a push. Setting up for the block now on the one who smelt it. Gets the knockdown he was looking for. He will grab him into the inside, I have to wager. Oh, he's going to pull him straight back. Straight back, even better. So much smarter than I am. Well done. Pulls him back, and now that player is going to be locked out. Well, not locked out, but he's going to be away from the ball carrier. The ball carrier is going to move through this gap. Might try to score on this turn unless he can find a way to make it safe. We'll see. One rush will do it. There it is. Well done. 1-0 the score. The Deadly Biscuits take the lead. Very well played by Runbat and the Deadly Biscuits. The White Skull Windbreakers now are going to have a chance on offense. Not a whole lot of time to make anything happen. They'll have 2 turns. They'll have 1 turn. Oh no, that was turn 7, so they'll still have their turn 7. 3 on the line, screening out the offense here. So what do we have here? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 versus 4, 8, 9, 10. 10v10 on the pitch. Both teams will have another opportunity to get back their KO players in the second half of this game. Windbreakers really, really hoping. No, he's not hoping for a timeout, is he? No. Timeout would be a lost turn. It used to be that was a 50-50 at this point. Five on the line for the Windbreakers offense currently. 1 in the left wide zone, 2 in the right. Going to be tricky here. If he wants to go for the score, he's really got to go all out from this turn, but he really wants to see how these die rolls shape up. And it's going to be real tough to go for the touchdown without putting somebody in harm's way. Very shallow kick by the Deadly Biscuits. Potentially in the hands of... No. What? Oh, I was like, no way. No way. If the troll caught that ball. Turn 7 for the Windbreakers now. They put the ball in the hands of Rulag, the number 11 blitzer. He's over in the right wide zone. So it looked like he might go for this here. But want to block down Chocolate Gobnobs. Get Barking Backside in the action. Going to go straight for the blitz on Tim Tam. Got a pal. That's what he wants. Hopefully he can get a removal here. Decides not to follow up. Looks like he's going to reposition the blitzer rather than taking a mark on Custard Cream. Custard Cream, you might think from the name, is a professional blacksmith, but no, actually plays Blood Bowl for a living. Very interesting. Not taking the mark on Custard Cream. Trying to find a way to keep number 11 safe. He's going to go for this touchdown. Here he goes. He's on the 12. On the right sideline right now. Going to try to take the mark with parking backside. Two-die block with, or against Chocolate Gobnobs. Gets the pal here. That's going to free up barking backside. Where's he going to go? He's got to get Custard Cream out of this play. Yeah, there it is. The mark on Custard Cream. Jaffa Snakes. Also a problem. Two-die block on the left side of the line on the left defensive end. Gets a knockdown here. Against number 5. Nice. Biscuits. Gets stunned. Oh, big loss here with the troll. Really stupid. That hurts. Just taking a ton O marks. Bull Snort's probably going to pull toward the right. Fails the rush. Oh, he's got to spend the reroll to keep Jaffa Snakes out of this drive. No more rerolls left for the Windbreakers. And they've got at least a rush to get in the end zone. I don't think we have seen Doug the Minotaur spend more time on the bonus clock than we have in this game. Down to 3 minutes, 45 seconds. Turn 8 for the Deadly Biscuits. Can they stop this score? They're in the lead 1-0. They have the reroll. Run bad, carefully considering his options, trying to figure out how he wants to go about stopping this score. Black Wolf 82 cheering for the defense, hoping they can stop this score. We'll see if it happens. 50 seconds left on the clock. Oh, he's gonna pass the goblin. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, let's go. Rich T Biscuit on the throw. What a toss by Morgenthorpe. Unbelievable. What a throw. Morgenthorpe on the goblin toss. Gets that crucial second player into position. Spends the final reroll on the surf. Gets the surf. Well done by Run Bad. Unbelievable play. The blitz with Tim Tam to get the surf. So well done. Turn 8 now for the Windbreakers. I don't think they have anybody in position at this point. Oh, they do. They do. They could pray to Nuffle and get this ball in the hands of the blitzer. Holy guacamole! Wait, this is a cookies and farts themed game. Holy cookie-oli. Man, cookie-oli. Somebody needs to invent cookie-oli. Actually, don't invent cookie-oli. That, that sounds awful. I don't know. I was picturing at first like maybe something like an Oreo, but like closed off, like crimped at the edges. But now I'm not so sure. Now I'm picturing pasta with Oreos inside, and I don't want that. 50 seconds left on the clock for the Windbreakers here. Really, no need to risk this touchdown unless you feel like a hero, a champion. I know. Please do not invent cookie-oli. Unless you want to sponsor the Mid-Atlantic Molly League, and then we will happily hawk your cookie-oli. Just gets a push on the dodge. Will reposition Heber. Get the 2-die block on Custard Cream. Gets a pow out of this. Looking for a 10+. And that'll be the half. 1-0. The Deadly Biscuits are in the lead, and they will get back their knocked out Goblin. Both knocked out players will come back onto the pitch. 11v11 to start the second half. The Windbreakers will be on offense. Oh boy, this half brought to you. Boot Polish, thank you very much for the bits. This half brought to you by the soothing sounds of the timer ticking down forever. Oh, listen to that. Put you right to sleep. Deadly Biscuits going with the anchor formation. Second guessing here, moving Custard Cream out to the right wide zone. Malted Milk out to the left, going with two corners. Going with the M. Is there a name for this? The bat. The wing. The parachute. No, that's not a parachute. If your parachute looks like that, you're probably dying. Five on the line for the offense now. Two right in the left, two wide in the left wide zone. Vurak, the number 13 thrower, back to receive. Two in the right wide zone as well. Here's the kick. This is going to be kicked right right to Vurak. Fails the pickup, but that's fine. Nuffle has graced us with a bribe apiece. Let's go. The Windbreakers finishing out the formation with the heart formation. Lovely. Lovely to see. There it is. Second block on the line will be a stun. Ball kick to the opposing 18-yard line. SP Beaver says the screen drawing curse will be in effect now. Two-die block on the center defensive tackle here. Gets a knockdown on Crunch Cream's Golden. Crunch Cream's golden. I don't know what that is, but they sound pretty good. Right? It's crunchy. It's creamy. Golden must mean vanilla, right? 2-die blitz on Jaffa Snakes. Gets the knockdown thanks to the block skill. No armor break. Two very resilient teams save for the Gabos. Are you still on the cookie aioli thing? It is not cookie aioli. Do not bring that cursed thing into my life. Hank the Ranger says, I'm surprised Duck didn't set up for the Mighty Ducks flying V formation. Good pickup by Vurak. Vurak's going to be the ball carrier probably for the entire duration of the drive unless he really needs to pitch this ball. Ball's up to the 10-yard line. Good injury here. Well done on the foul, but it's going to get called off the pitch. Going to argue the call. The ref says, no, sir, don't argue with me. And the bribe will be spent. Well done. One-man player advantage now for the Windbreakers. Turn 9 now for the Deadly Biscuits. Their first turn in this second half. They are in the lead. They have 2 rerolls for the rest of the game, and a bribe that Nuffle has provided. Praise Nuffle. Unfortunately, that's a really stupid troll. I mean, he was punched pretty hard. He's going to stay on the ground there. Loses his action. 3-die block on Golden Tooth. Gets a push. Morgan Thorg on the 3-die block. 3-die blitz, rather. Von Roos says, how did you do that player profile? I made it. I made it in my video editor. Turn 10 now for the Windbreakers. Oh yeah. It's not a part of Blood Bowl 3. it's not a part of Blood Bowl 3. At first it was a static image, and I had like an animation with the shadow and stuff, kind of giving it some depth. But then I was like, man, everybody customizes their pieces. I want to see the customized pieces. So then I just cropped out screenshot. 2-die blitz here in turn 10 for the Windbreakers. Gets a POW. Hank the Ranger says, I'm sad there's no Kevin Bacon to root against this season. Yeah, everybody wants a villain. Once the villain's defeated, you're like, oh man, now what? SP Beaver says, will he be in the Blood Bowl? He will not, because the team didn't qualify and they're not playing in this competition. Ball advances to the 2-yard line with Vurak. 2-die block down. Custard Cream gets a push. Any game in regulation can end in a draw. The only time we go into overtime are finals and the Blood Bowl. So the top 4 goes into overtime. A game can't end in a draw in top 4. A game can't end in a draw in the championship competition either. But otherwise, draws are allowed. So this game could end in a draw. If it does, each team will earn 1 point. Otherwise, the winner earns 3 points. Blue Polish says Pepperoni Roller's gone. Pepperoni Roller is indeed gone. Although I have to thank Sweet Bunny or Richard Cranium rather for teaching me that a death roller in the new rule set is very good. Very good. Turn 10 now for Deadly Biscuits. Morg Blitz coming up. 3-die blitz on Heber, the one who smelt it. But Morgenthorg is the one who dealt it. Gets a knockdown, no armor break. Spends the reroll thanks to Brawler. Well done. Gets a pal here. No armor break. These these knockdowns are still pretty significant. You can see the knockdown here with an MA of 5 means there's only 2 MA. An effective MA of 2 when they stand up. It costs 3 MA to stand. SP Beaver says, what was it? Mighty Blow plus 2? It was Mighty Blow. I think it was Dirty Player plus 2. I can't remember. He is a good coach. He's a very good coach. Richard Cranium is a great Blood Bowl coach. Always fun to watch. Turn 11 now for the Windbreakers. They're going to stand up, pants vomit, which is a phrase I am scarily getting used to saying. I wonder if I can work that into like a work meeting. But not in a way that's gross. I mean, it's gross either way. Run bad, showing impeccable reroll management here with just the 2 rerolls. Hasn't spent a single one yet so far this half. Saved them for when he really needed them in the first half. Blitz to get things started is going to push Custard Cream back, by the Windbreakers that is. Going to push Custard Cream back towards center pitch. Doug the Minotaur trying to carve out a lane on the right wide zone. Scary stuff. If he'll have to hold this for at least a turn. If he doesn't, he's going to get stuck as the defense starts to double up and encroach on this offense. The other trick for the Windbreakers here is they're going to have to... They might be forced to score earlier than they want to by dedicating themselves to the right wide zone. Oh, that Morg throw. Man, that was brilliant. Loved it. Doug the Minotaur carving out that right wide zone. 2-die block on Jaffa Snakes. Gets a push. Turn 11 now for the Deadly Biscuits. Is it murder if you announce that they're deadly? If you're like, hey, do you want a deadly biscuit? And someone says, sure, and eats it. Is that your fault? 2-die block on number 8 gets a knockdown. Now the 2-die on Stoker, the one who denied it. Can re-roll the both down thanks to Brawler. Gets a push here. Minute 20 on the clock in turn 11. Bribe already been spent by the Windbreakers. Deadly Biscuits have a bribe left. Great positioning by both coaches here. Just really intricate positioning of these pieces, trying to take the marks. It's very easy, especially as a newer coach, to say, okay, a new coach, positioning means nothing. And that's totally fine. But then you start to get to an intermediate level and you say, okay, I want to mark this player. And so you just move your piece up to the player and you take the mark. And then you only realize a turn or two later that you've taken the mark on the wrong side, or maybe you didn't need to take the mark at all. And you start to appreciate tackle zones and positioning and pitch control. And Run Bad doing a great job of controlling the pitch here. White Skull Windbreakers trying to carve out slices of the pitch. You can see he successfully did that here, but now As we mentioned, this defense gets to double up. And what we mean by that is that if you are here, let's say your offense is here, right? Maybe you've got a line and you've got a ball carrier, right? If you are here, you have options. You can go to the right, you can go to the left, you can go forward, you can even retreat. Lots of options. If you are here, you can go forward, you can go to the left, you can go and retreat, but you cannot go to the right. You have lost an option. And not only does that mean you've lost a direction you can move, but that means that is a direction that the defense does not have to defend against. So now if you imagine your offense has been spread out, the defense has to spread out to cover. And by spreading it thin, you could try to punch a hole in the defense and maybe move through, especially if you're a running team. Hank the Ranger says, stop drawing on screen. I have someone will die. The screen. The screen is your version of the Death Note. It is. And the best detective in the world hasn't caught me yet. Turn 12 here for the Windbreakers after the blitz. We're trying to punch a hole. Trying to get some safety for at least a turn. SPV says, this is why Blood Bowl First Edition was the best. You didn't need to worry about those silly tackle zones. You did. But it was impossible to do anything. It's a war game. Blood Bowl First Edition is just like an old school 80s war game with a football. It's a war game where there's no front, there's just a point. I would say the tackle zones are maybe even more powerful in First Edition, just because you can lock up a player that way. Otherwise, like if you didn't spread it, have tackle zones where you needed them to be, fast players, they get that double movement in First Edition. So like you get a fast Skaven player or a fast Goblin or something, and they get double movement in a turn. Oh, yikes. Under 2 minutes left on the bonus clock for the Windbreakers. A number of blocks taken. They have to take a few marks. There's one against nice Biscuits. Currently has the ball in the hands of Vurak on the 14-yard line. Turn 12 now for Deadly Biscuits. Final turn of the third quarter. Deadly Biscuits in the lead, currently 1-0. Still holding on to both rerolls. Two-die block on the one who smelt it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. That was a push. And now a two-die block gets a pal. Gets a knockdown, doesn't get anything out of it. That's fine. Going in on the blitz now with the hole opened up by that knockdown. One die blitz on the ball carrier is a skull. He'll take the attacker down result. Takes the skull. That will be a turnover. Went in on the one die on Vurak. Vurak had the block skill. Didn't matter anyway. Rolled a skull. Said I could. Run Bad said I'm going to save my rerolls. I'm not going to risk it on this risky die roll. Good attempt there on the blitz. The Windbreakers under immense pressure here. They can just go ahead and score. But the problem with that is you're giving up an entire quarter to the deadly Biscuits. I keep wanting to call them the deadly Windbreakers. The deadly Biscuits to try to win this game 2-1. The problem for the Windbreakers now is they only have 2 free players. And one of them is the ball carrier. So Turtleburp could move into position. But Vurak isn't necessarily safe. He might just try to score. Oh, he's going to try to stall this out for another turn. Two-die block on Rich T Biscuit. Gets a push here. He's going to have to follow up. He needs to keep that goblin marked. Good positioning on the rush there to cover that left side of the ball carrier. Look at this. Pants Vomit is just talking smack to Crunch Creams Golden, but Crunch Creams Golden maintaining his cool. Or perhaps just staring off into space and has forgotten that he's in a Blood Bowl game. It's a pal here. Breaks armor on the troll. Gets a KO! Big loss for the Deadly Biscuits, especially if this sticks after an early score. We'll see. Got a pal. Mighty Blow in play. Remove the big guy. Good 3+ dodge to get Heber, the one who smelt it, into position to the rear of the ball carrier. 2 rushes. Whoo, to try to keep Jammy Blodger from dodging away. Jammy Blodger, by the way. Excellent name. Morganthorpe breaks armor, gets a stun on Barking Backside. 1 die block now on the Emerald Giant. Gets a push, now a 2 die block on Golden Tooth. This is a knockdown, well done. Bonru says it's a cookie. Isn't it a Jammy Dodger though? Windbreakers. Oh! Do you know who Vurak is? Goes in on the uphill blitz. Could have chose between a push and a both down result. The push would have forced the score. SB Beaver, thank you for the bits. The push would have forced the score. The Windbreaker said, I have block. No, sir, I'm going to punch you and kill you. For the audacity of trying to hit me. Good attempt there by the Deadly Biscuits. The Windbreakers are going to get an opportunity now to close this gap. Deadly Biscuits needed to try to do something here to force the score. So I think it was a good move. Windbreakers absolutely playing for the draw at this point. The Death Fist pawns are actually the Deadly Biscuits. Under 30 seconds to go for the Windbreakers here. Finally able to break 3. They opened up a lane on the right side of the pitch. Were able to regroup back at center pitch, and now they're in great shape to stall this game out. Deadly Biscuits will continue to apply pressure here. Even if they get a single turn, they can absolutely try to one-turn this. Blitz declared. 2-die blitz on Tim Tam. This will be a dodge push. And this frees up Air Biscuit. Well, no, it won't free up Air Biscuit. Because Air Biscuit's marked by nice biscuits. Turn 14 for the Deadly Biscuits. Hank the Ranger says there's an Imperial Nobility team this tournament as well, right? Is that the first one? It is, and there is. Brawler reroll gets a push on the Emerald Giant. Will grab to the left to get the second block here, and this time gets a knockdown, looking for the 10+. Morg Blitz. Double pals on Pants Vomit. 9+ breaks armor. He broke armor. Gets a stun out of it. 2-die block gets a pal against Golden Tooth. Taking the blocks, looking for the casualties. It's going to save Tim Tam. Runs him away to try to give him an opportunity to win this game on turn 16. Turn 15 now for the Windbreakers. That Speed Beaver says double pal and Pants Vomit is not something I expected to hear today. That is not something I hope to hear ever. Oh, Ava, sorry to hear you're feeling bad today. What, you all right? Yeah, you know, just a double pal and Pants Vomit, you know how it is. Oh, well, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Typical Wednesday. Windbreakers in great shape here. Can the Deadly Biscuits get a block on Heber at all? Just force this ball in? I don't think so. 2-die block on Air Biscuit gets a pal here. Probably calls that a turn. Maybe, yeah, calls that a turn. Turn 16 now for the Windbreakers. Really nothing to do here but score. He's got some rerolls left, but everybody's protecting the ball carrier. He's going to walk the ball in. And then it's a 1-1 ball game. Well done to Doug the Minotaur. One turn left in this game. And the Deadly Biscuits do not get back their troll. They will still have Morgenthorpe, though, for a goblin toss. We'll see if it can happen. Three-man player advantage for the Windbreakers, but all they want to do is screen out this offense. And you can see where he's placing his players. He's placing them here because he knows that a one-turn touchdown with a goblin toss, the goblin's going to have to land somewhere on this line. Like the Ranger says, let's get a timeout started. Chanting, let's get a timeout started. If there's a timeout, the Deadly Biscuits will get an extra turn. And Black Wolf 82 rooting for the offense, hoping they can pull it out here in this final turn of the game. Ooh, putting Morg on the line here. Surely Morg's going to come off the line. Oh, I see. He's going to block down the troll. He's going to block down the troll with malted milk or nice biscuits. Here's the kick. SB Beaver praying to Nuffle. We want to see it happen. Let's go. 1-1 the score. Doug Minutes are absolutely praying to Nuffle. It is not going to be an extra turn. So it comes down to this. 2 rerolls for the Deadly Biscuits. They're going to block down the troll. They're going to pick up the ball. They're going to hand it to Tim Tam. Good pickup off to the rush. Failed. The catch has to re-roll it. And that's the game. Failed the handoff. 1-1 is the final. Whew, what a game that was. Well done. A draw game at the end of the day. Very, very well fought by both coaches. And that's going to put the Deadly Biscuits and the White Skull Windbreakers both into 3rd place comfortably. There's still plenty of games left in this competition. Again, very well played by both coaches. What can you say? That was a fantastic game. I'm looking forward to more. Let's take a look at the schedule before we leave for the evening. Coming up next tomorrow night, Thursday, August 3rd. August 1st. August 1st at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC -4. We are going to have the Juxtaposed Juggernauts versus Street Fighters Turbo Max, War Horseman versus Ian. That will be a Chaos Renegades mirror match. And then this Sunday, August 4th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we have the Real American Heroes versus Subductus Super Killicopters, Dead Fred versus Berserker Tempest. That will be Dark Elves versus Underworld. And we're going to round out the week with a game this Monday, August 5th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That will be Rodentia versus Nevagana, Spire versus Chime. That will be Skaven versus Orcs. All great games. I'm excited to see it. This is week 1. We have 7 weeks of regulation before I cut the top 4 even. I look forward to it. I hope you are too. I absolutely love this game. After week 1, week 2 will begin to be scheduled, and when those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game is so much fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store until tomorrow night at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening.